This is a 2007 Toyota Prius base model. Needs a bath, but it's spring. What do you expect? Lots of pollen. Well, I'm making this video as I have seen a previous video that was fairly misleading on getting into the back panel to replace the license plate bulbs. Unfortunately, that video shows a guy tearing off the panel with one hand. That is not how it works, at least the first time around, and at least for most people. As I read more posts, see more write-ups, this is not that easy. What you need to have, go to Pep Boys, go to Menards, I think in Canada, just wherever, just AutoZone, and get a trim panel removal tool. Why? I broke my panel. I'll show you here in a minute. I didn't tear it up completely. Some plastic epoxy meant for some plastic, and a little bit of a slap job, and it's back together. But if you rip this panel off, you're going to break your panel, you're going to break your clips. I had to buy a box, about 25 in the box. I plan on using some white lithium grease I have on hand to get all these things back in there to where they're actually removable in the future. But with this, I think this is really the key. I think this is just a little bit of insurance. But I put one of them back in here to show you these things do not come out easy. It actually kind of makes a loud pop when you take them out. When you're getting, you would wedge the panel along the edges with something non-marring, maybe wood or another piece of plastic. So this has even got this nice little hinge point here that you can adjust, and they'll come flying out too. But I mean, see, that right there, I don't even know where that one went, but I mean, there it is. It's not broke. You know, you're not putting all the pressure on your trim panel. Do not just yank your trim panel off. Do not sit there and play Metallica over your videos. Sidebar. Let's go take a quick look at my panel and what I did to it and how I fixed it. A quick note before we go do that. I did this with a small flatbed screwdriver, but I'm not sure if this is focusing very well. But inside here, don't try and remove the bulbs without removing the wiring harness first. And there's this little clip right up here. And if you just depress that, let me see if I can look around the camera gently. It doesn't take any force at all. I'm just slipping off of it here. It pulls right out. And you can pull the license plate bulb out really easy. I've got some LEDs in here. If they'll come out, I'll show you. Yep, there we go. Nice little LED bulb. This kind of fills up these side ones. It's not even focusing very well. Anyways, these little side ones fill up the area pretty well. These shine directly down. These shine upwards, which just fills up the reflector a little bit more. But these are my LEDs that I put in. They work fairly well. They're not super bright, but they work really well. Other reasons you might want to get back here for the backup camera, I'm pretty sure that's what this connector just shoved into a blanking plate is for. But I'm not really sure how you get to where the camera mounts, but pretty sure that's another reason you'd want to get back here. And then random sensor, and another seems like a random sensor. So this is my back panel I had to fix. I had used some epoxy 5-minute, which is, it started to get tacky after and gummy after about 2 or 3. But it's plastic epoxy, stinks like all get out, but it works. This is kind of the slap job I did. It's really hard, like I said, it got tacky, and so this one side looks a little bit better. That side is like, oh Lord, I added a little bit to it, so it looks messy, but it's solid now. But this is the panel as it comes out. There are 11 blue plastic clips that go in 11 retainers. I fractured this one over here as well. I've still got this holding it on as I give it very sufficient amount of time to dry. But it's just snapped it right here on this corner. But as you're pulling this out, I recommend starting at this corner here. Once this is reinstalled in the car, this is the bottom, this is the top, this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side. You can get real close to this one here, at this bottom corner, or you can get real close to this one here. The rest of them are a good bit away from the edge and are harder to get to. As you see, I spread my fingers out. You might find something else a little easier but get your tool that I had recommended, and that's where you start to pop that one out, and then you'll be able to, the panel does have a little give, and you can start to see the rest, probably work along the bottom, and then you can get your arm up in there and start pulling out the rest. This, again, dead center on the top, took that one completely off. I got the panel to about maybe this one and this one off, and then just like that video we've all seen, ripped this thing off, bam. This one was the first one I was working on, and I just fractured it, just getting the whole panel off. I just ripped that one right off. The rest of them either left the blue retainer in place or took it with it, but I mean, it's pretty crazy. These slide in like this, and when you reinstall the panel, you need to slide all these into place. Again, we'll lube them up, and we just literally set the panel in place, start pushing where we know all of these are. I might even print out a picture so I know exactly where to push for each one of them. But I'll make another video on why I had this off, LEDs through the whole car, show each location, what I put, what I recommend, what I suggest you avoid. But that's it so far.